Good morning. Got my buff on today. It's chilly. We're coming at that time. Anyway, let's continue with our Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway series. So how do we change our vocabulary from pain to power? To help you on the pain to power path, it's important that you begin to develop the pain to power vocabulary. The way you use words has a tremendous impact on the quality of your life. Certain words are destructive. Others are empowering. Choose to move from pain to power vocabulary as follows. So here's a classic example of pain to power vocabulary. The pain, I can't. Power, I won't. I should. I could. It's not my fault. I'm totally responsible. It's a problem. It's an opportunity. I'm never satisfied. I want to learn and grow. Morning, Andrea. Life's a struggle. No, life's an adventure. I hope. I know. If only. Next time. What will I do? I know I can handle it. Morning, Alana. It's terrible. It's a learning experience. And really that's what it is. It's about moving your vocabulary from a pain to power. I caught myself yesterday when I was out with Deborah. We were walking along the beach and I caught myself saying something. The one thing I see everybody saying sometimes is they use the word, it's a nightmare. Oh boy, what are you telling yourself? What are you programming yourself for? Stop using that phrase, it's a nightmare. It isn't, it's an opportunity. I can't implies you have no control over your life, whereas I won't puts a situation in the realm of choice. From the moment you strike, I can't from your vocabulary. When you give your subconscious the message, I can't, your subconscious relies and believes you registers as a computer. And all it thinks is, weak. It's because you're saying I can't. Your subconscious believes only what it hears, not what's true. Think about that. Your subconscious believes only what it hears, not what's true. You might be saying I can't simply to get out of a dinner invitation, such as I can't come to dinner tonight. I have to prepare for tomorrow's meeting. But your subconscious is registering he's weak. In fact, I can't come to dinner is an untruth. The truth is I can't come to dinner. I can come to dinner, but I'm actually choosing to do something with a higher priority at the moment. But the subconscious can't discern the difference and is still registering weak. Although you may want to be more delicate with your host than utter the statement I've just said, you can still stay away from the words I can't. I'd love to come to dinner, but I have a meeting tomorrow that's important to me. I'll feel better walking in when I'm totally prepared. So I'll pass for tonight and hope that you'll invite me again. The subconscious hears you stating your priorities with clarity and choosing the outcome that serves you the best. Choosing this way doesn't leave you a helpless victim of your meeting. I should is another loser word, really, at the end of the day. It too implies that you have no choices in life. I could is more powerful. I could visit my mother, but I'm choosing to go to the movies today. This thing puts them in the realm of choice and instead of obligation. I can visit my mother or I can go to the movies. I think I'll choose to visit my mother today. Shoulds bring on guilt and upset, totally draining emotions. Your power is actually taken away every time you utter the words, I should. So be careful what you say to yourself. It's not my fault is another beauty. Once again, you look helpless. It's better to take responsibility for whatever happens in your life than always be a victim. It's not my fault I got sick. It's not my fault I lost my job. If you're willing to take responsibility, you might see what you can change in the future. Relative to illness, say, I'm totally responsible for my illness. Let's see what I can do to prevent it from happening again. I can change my diet. I can reduce stress. I can stop smoking. I can get enough sleep, and so on and so forth. Watch how powerful you become as a result of saying these words. The same occurs when I've lost my job. If you're totally responsible, it can be better prepared the next time. You can find out what made the difference. Remember, you are actually in control. Each time you find yourself in better control of your life, you're moving to a position of power, and you will ultimately reduce the fear level. Morning, Nigel. It's a problem is another deadening phrase. It's heavy and it's negative. Better saying it's an opportunity. And it opens the door to growth. Each time you say and you can see the gift in life's obstacles, you can handle the difficult situations in the rewarding way. Each time you have the opportunity to stretch your capacity to handle the world, and the more powerful that you become. I hope is another victim phrase. I know is far more powerful. I hope I'll get the job. Why not say, I know I'll get the job? What a difference when you think about it. The first step sets you up for worry and sleepless nights. The second has peace and calm about it. If only. Boring. It's a boring phrase, if only. You can hear the whine behind it. Next time implies that you've learned from the situation and that you've put learning to use another time. For example, if only I had listened to Tom, can be restated. I've learned Tom is sensitive about that issue. So next time, I'll be more sensitive. What will I do? Again, you can hear the whine and the fear implied in these words. Well, you, like everyone else, including me, when you think about it, have incredible sources of power within you that haven't even been used before. It would serve you to say to yourself, I know I can handle it. I have nothing to worry about. Instead of, I lost my job, what will I do? Oh my God, it's all the end of the world. It's terrible. It's banded about in the most appropriate circumstances when you think about it. For example, I lost my wallet. It's terrible. It's a nightmare. It's so terrible about losing a wallet. It's certainly an inconvenience. It's hardly terrible when you think about it. I gained 2 pounds. Isn't that terrible? It's a nightmare. It's hardly terrible and it's hardly a nightmare. And again, you've gained 2 pounds. So what's the end of the world here? Yet, it's the way we talk about trivia in our lives. And our subconscious has registered disaster, disaster, disaster. So replace terrible with, it's a learning experience. It's an opportunity. Morning, Louise. You might feel more justified in saying it's terrible if the loved ones have something really bad. If there's a terminal illness, that's a terrible situation. And this attitude takes away the power to deal with the situation, remember. So do you get the picture out of this? Begin eliminating the terribles, can'ts and the problems and the struggles. And so from your vocabulary, maybe the systematic differences seems trivial, but I assure you that they're not really. Not only does your sense of yourself change, a more powerful vocabulary, but also does your presence in the world. People who display that inner strength are treated differently from those who come across as weak. The more powerful you speak, the more you will force yourself and the world around you to listen. I'll say that again. The more powerful you speak, the more you will force yourself and the world around about you to listen. And tomorrow we're going to talk about expanding that comfort zone. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.